Unlike other programming languages, this keyword in JavaScript works quite differently. In this lecture, we will dive into the use cases of the mysterious this keyword in JavaScript. Note that it is impossible to write good JavaScript code without understanding the concept of this keyword properly. So let's get started right away. So what actually is this keyword in JavaScript? In plain language, it's just a reference to the owner object that's calling it. Or we can also describe it as the reference to the object that it belongs to. The object can be anything. It can be a function, a constructor function, or any object literals. Also, another crucial thing to remember is that if you are inside Node environment for any backend developments, this keyword will always be referring to the Node object, which is the parent object that's calling it. Okay? So, among all of these, the most important thing to keep in mind is that this keyword actually receives its value during the execution context, not during when it's defined or initialized. Let's look at our first case where we have this keyword standing alone in the global scope. So, this keyword here will refer to the object window. Why? Because the object window is the parent object that's calling this keyword and owns the keyword. We can also see the result in the browser's console where it prints out the circular object window. The second case is that we have this keyword inside the method of object literals. As we already know, that this keyword always refers to its object that's calling it, and in this example, the full name method is being called by its parent object person. Hence, we can also see it in the browser console that the whole person object is getting printed. The third case is the function declared globally. So we can easily say here that this keyword in this function is referring to the global window object. Always remember that the function that's being called alone will always have this value set to the global object window. Or we can also say this function was created inside the window object. Unlike function expressions and declarations, arrow functions, they don't have their own this keyword. Rather, they borrow it from the parent object. In this example, we have got a person object with the property full name, which is an arrow function. So as for the definition, here it will borrow this keyword from the parent object, which is person here. As the person object belongs to the window object, the value of this keyword inside the arrow function will also refer to as the window object, which justifies our definition. The fifth case is the strict mode rules. If you are developing in strict mode, which we often do, this keyword inside the function itself will result to undefined. In this example, we logged into the value of this keyword inside the function and it results to be undefined. The sixth case is using this keyword inside the constructor functions. It might be a little confusing in this case as this keyword in constructor function will refer to the children object properties of that constructor function itself. To understand better, let's look at an example here where we have a constructor function person. The parameter it takes is being assigned to this.name property. So in here, this keyword refers to its children object properties, which are the properties of person1. It is the same case for no matter how many children objects we create from that constructor functions. Finally, when we call full name method inside the newly created person1 child object, this keyword value will point towards the arguments of person1 object.